a young girl, scarcely 16. Thanks to my parents, lots of places I've seen, but never a place that I love as well as my Virgil home 'neath the maiden hill. My Virgil home, that heaven of mine, the home of my parents, so loving and kind. I love them so, and I always will. And my Virgil home 'neath the maiden hill. The harbor's so pretty in the morning sunshine, as the seabirds and robins their sweet notes entwine. The fishing goes shiny in the water so still, here in my home 'neath the maiden hill. When I had trouble or if I was sad, I always found comfort from good friends I had. They knew that I loved them and I always will. And my Virgil home 'neath the maiden hill. My Virgil home, that heaven of mine, the home of my parents, so loving and kind. I love them so, and I always will. And my Virgil home 'neath the maiden hill. With her fishery failing, I may have to roam. Dear God, how I'd hate to leave my dear home, but each night in memory, sure I'll see it still. My Virgil home 'neath the maiden hill. My Virgil home, that heaven of mine, the home of my parents, so loving and kind. I love them so, and I always will. And my Virgil home 'neath the maiden hill.
Good evening. Welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight's stories include Virgil volunteer firefighters responded to 2 calls in 2 days. Communication for Survival wins provincial award. A youth center committee has been set up. Last Sunday, BBS carried the cancer telethon. These stories and more coming up after this.
Sharing a healthier future with Participation. Today, the streets are dangerous. Drugs, gangs, violence, crushing quality of life, limiting choices. Is this your future? Or someone you know? At Participation, we're committed to finding answers, making a difference in your life, sharing a healthier future. When night falls in Vancouver, Night Hoops comes alive.
The street becomes a terribly dangerous place. Wake up one morning and find themselves in jail and not having a sense of what happened.
Night Hoops is an 8-month commitment, a positive alternative.
Identifying them through police liaison officers, through school guidance counselors, through youth workers, we could target the kids who were most in need.
Give me something to do other than to hang around.
Away from gangs and drugs.
Take action. For these kids, it's getting active, feeling good about themselves, taking control.
Providing a positive alternative, a positive range of experiences for them, and they like it.
And they don't have to have all the weight of the world on their shoulders all the time.
Sharing a healthier future means making changes.
Teamwork,
Sportsmanship,
commitment, respect.
all it takes is heart, discipline, and everybody can get there.
One of the interesting things about kids is if you have some standards for them, if you have some high expectations, you'll be darn surprised how often they'll live up to those expectations.
Sharing a healthier future. Participation.
The Virgil Volunteer Fire Department responded to a fire call on Sunday morning and another call on Monday morning. Shortly after 10 a.m. on Sunday morning, firefighters were called to St. John Central High School after receiving a call that there was smoke coming out of the eaves of the building. A Upon arrival at the school, the firefighters quickly determined that it was in fact a combination of wind and rain that gave the impression of smoke coming from the eaves. Firefighters still did a check of the premises to ensure that everything was in order. Fortunately, it was a false alarm. Around 6:30 a.m. on Monday morning, the volunteer firefighters responded to a fire call at the transportation building located at the government wharf. This time, firefighters weren't so lucky. An electrical malfunction caused an electrical fire to smolder in the building. Fire Chief Glenn Ann informed BBS that the fire burned out a section of the interior wall before it was discovered. Fortunately, the building was fairly airtight and the fire was located before it had a chance to get out of control. Communication for Survival held an overall steering committee meeting on Thursday and Friday in Lourdes on the Port-au-Port Peninsula. Representatives from Burgeo and Ramea took part in the meetings, which were tied to the conclusion of Communication for Survival Month. Burgeo hosted the first 3 interactive television forums as part of Communication for Survival Week in Burgeo. Well, the 12th and final live forum for Communication for Survival Month was held in Black Duck Brook on the Port-au-Port Peninsula on Thursday night. This forum focused on the future of the French Center in that community. Videos from Burgeo and other areas were featured during this show. Live entertainers also performed during the show.
Because it's kind of an ideal time of the year to do this song. It's kind of related to the Remembrance Day. It's going to be celebrated just around the corner. It's called Waltzing Matilda. It's a bit of a long song. We hope to have a lot of musicians here tonight. Fortunately, we are very limited, so by all means, if you feel like coming down, give us a few songs, a few tunes on the accordion, whatever you can do. But in any case, drop by. We'll have a party. Now when I was a young man, I carried me pack. I lived a free life over and over. From the Murray Green Basin to the dusty Yopac, I waltzed my Matilda all over. Then in 1950, my country said, son, it's time to stop rambling, there's work to be done. So they give me a tin hat, give me a gun, and they sent me away to war. The band played Waltzing Matilda as the ship pulled away from the quay, and amid all the tears, flags waving and cheers as we sailed off for Gallipoli. Well, I remember the terrible day when our blood stained the sand and the water, and how in the hell do we call souffle to a butcher like lambs at the slaughter? Johnny Turkey was ready, he primed himself well. He rained us with bullets and showered us with shell, and in 5 minutes flat we were all blown to hell. Nearly flew us back home to Australia. The band played Waltzing Matilda. When we stopped, bury our slain. Oh, we buried ours, and the Turks buried theirs. Then it started all over again. Now those who were living just tried to survive in a mad world of blood, death, and fire. And for 10 weary weeks, kept myself alive. Though around me the corpses piled higher. Then a big turkey shell knocked me arse overhead, and when I walk in me hospital bed, and I saw what they done, Lord, I wish I were dead. Never knew there were worse things than that. Matilda for me. They collected the wounded, the crippled, the maimed, and they shipped us back home to Australia. The armless, the legless, the blind, the insane, those proud wounded heroes of Sula. And when the ship pulled into Circular Quay, I looked at the place where we lay used to be. Thank Christ there was no one there waiting for me. The grief and the morning took heavy. The band played Waltzin' Matilda as they carried us down the gangway. But nobody cheered, they just stood there and stared. Then they turned all their faces away. So now every April I sit on my horse, I watch the parade pass before me. I see my old comrades how proudly they march, renewing their dreams of past glory. I see the old men all tired, stiff and sore, weary old heroes of a forgotten war. And the young people ask, what are they marching for? Ask myself the same question. And the band played Waltzin' Matilda, and the old man still answered the call. Oh, but year after year, the number gets fewer. Someday no one will march there at all. Waltzin' Matilda, Waltzin' Matilda, oh, come waltzin' Matilda with you. And their ghosts may be heard as they march by Ballybough. Oh, come waltzin' Matilda. Merci beaucoup, thank you.
During meetings on the following day, Tom Hutchings presented a certificate that he received on behalf of Communication for Survival during a conference in Gander last Saturday. Communication for Survival were presented with the Don Snowdown Community Development Award by the Newfoundland and Labrador Association for Adult Education. Tuesday night was Guy Fawkes Night, or Bonfire Night as we more commonly refer to it. There weren't any bonfires around Burgeo on that night. However, there was quite a bonfire in the beach area on Wednesday night. The Burgeo Girl Guide movement are selling tickets on a Christmas tree with homemade decorations. The Girl Guide Christmas tree, boasting a beautiful selection of handmade decorations, is on display at Ingram's Foodland. Tickets on the tree and decorations are being sold by members of the different groups of the Guide movement or at Foodland. The cost is $1 each or 3 for $2. Please support the Girl Guide movement and you could win your Christmas tree and decorations this year. Stay with us. There's more of This Week in Review coming up in just a moment.
Little things you do that you think are small and few are the things that mean the most to me. So just keep giving whatever you're giving, 'cause even when you're giving just a little,
if you're doing just a little, you're helping a lot.
it helps a lot.
From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
It helps a lot.
Approximately 65 school students from St. John Central High and A.J. Matthews School turned out for a youth meeting on Sunday evening at the elementary school gymnasium. The meeting, which was organized by 3 high school students, Melissa Pink, Rhonda Green, and Amanda Heyman, with help from Corporal Paul Matheson, was called to order at 6:30 p.m. Corporal Matheson informed the gathering that 330 completed surveys regarding a youth center for Burgeo were returned, and that of those students, 95% were willing to help. The youth also came up with many good ideas for the building, ranging from bowling alleys to computer labs. A committee was then set up consisting of Melissa, Rhonda, and Amanda, the 3 girls who got the ball rolling, Santana Parsons and Victor Benoit representing A.J. Matthews School, Bernie Benight and Dana Pink representing the junior high, and representing senior high, Maria Sims and Tyler Benight. This group had a meeting on Monday night, at which time they discussed a number of issues and planned for a meeting between the committee and interested adults. After school on Tuesday, the group toured some of the facilities that are available to them, including the old hospital and the Dolphins building. The students were particularly interested in the structure of the buildings, the space available, as well as the area surrounding the buildings. I had an interview with 4 of the students on the youth committee this past week. Speaking with me in the studio today, I have 4 members of the youth committee here in Burgeo: Melissa Pink, Tyler Benight, Dana Pink, and Victor Benight. Melissa, can you tell us a little bit about the youth center?
Well, Dave, it all started when there was about 4 of us, myself, Rhonda Green, Amanda Heyman, and Amanda Young, on a panel down here with Kevin Dunphy and Corporal Paul Matheson. And we were on air talking about the youth and what there is to do and other solutions to the problem. And we started talking about a youth center. So we got together, and myself and Rhonda first started off, and we went down to talk to the cop, Paul Matheson, and we started talking about the youth center and what could be done to get one started. And then the following week, Amanda Heyman went down with us, and our main goal was the youth center. We did surveys and tallied up the surveys and watched a video on the Grand Bank Youth Center. And from that, we decided that we were going to set up a youth committee. So the Monday or Sunday night, I can't remember which, we went down there, and about 90 youth showed up at a meeting where we voted on the committee, and these are some of our committees. And after that, we're going really fast, hopefully, towards the youth center.
Okay, Tyler, would you tell us a little bit about the progress that has been made to date by the committee?
Well, starting off, day of the meeting Monday night, we was all elected, all the way there. And we went down and we looked at the sites, 2 sites so far for choose for the youth center, the old hospital and Dolphins. We attended a meeting with the ELK committee, all at the school, talking about the youth center. As some members from this committee went and sat in on an IIS committee at a meeting, and we went to town council meeting to get support and stuff from them. And that basically brings us up to date where we're at today.
Okay, Dana, I understand that your committee are also going to be getting involved in this year's Santa Claus Parade?
Yes, we decided on a float name, and it's going to be All I Want for Christmas is a Youth Center. And the help committee is going to try to help us put it together and things. And we got some ideas, but we don't know what we're going to put on it yet.
Okay, Victor, what is the purpose of the meeting for adults that's scheduled for tomorrow night?
Well, the purpose is so the adults won't feel left out, and we're looking for 2 adults on our committee, and we're looking for your support.
Melissa, I understand that your committee met with the IAS committee on Thursday night. How did that go?
Thursday night, 2 of our members, Amanda Heyman and Rhonda Green, asked to be invited to the IAS meeting. So they went down there, and they were looking basically for support and for any ideas or input that they could have for our committee. They gave us a couple ways that we could probably get funding, and they're really supportive of our youth committee, and we'll do, after we get more organized and more started and got the building and whatever, they're willing to support us all the way.
Okay, Tyler, your committee toured some potential buildings on Tuesday. What did you think of these buildings?
Well, we looked at the Waspo first, found it, the parking lot and the line was really nice, excellent. But as we toured the building, we seen that there was a lot of work to be done inside, and cost a lot to keep it heated and stuff, so kept that in mind as we went to Dolphins, our second building, which we toured. We got in there, and Dolphins was basically ready for use when we got in there, and everything that we really needed was in Dolphins, so we found Dolphins a much better place and cheaper too, so that's the building we're aiming to now.
Okay, Victor, your committee met with the town council on Wednesday night. Were they in support of your efforts?
They were really supportive and listened to everything they had to say, and they were willing to rezone if necessary.
To add to what Victor said, the town council said that if we get something set up, they would see what they could do to help fund us and to help support us as we go through the process of getting a youth center.
Okay, Dana, we spoke about the IAS committee and the town council. Has your committee met with any other groups around town?
Yeah, we met with the help committee the other day, and there's a lot of people on the help committee that are willing to support us and volunteer to be the adult members of our youth committee.
Okay, is there anything else that either of you would like to add?
Well, in addition to what Dana said, along with meeting with the help committee, at the meeting where we chose our committee, the innovators were there to show their support. And we'll probably get another meeting with the innovators and the help committee to report progress and get anything else needs to be done.
Also, while at the help committee meeting, we were talking to Gord Tucker, and he was talking about the arena. If the arena is in our near future, we will be trying to get a piece built onto the arena for our youth center to accommodate it. That would be a lot better than having our own building.
And anybody out there who's willing to offer volunteer to do anything for the youth center, carpentry or supply us with anything or funding or anything like that, we're looking for all the support and help we can get, because we know that this is not going to be easy, and we really need a youth center. So any support and help that we can get is appreciated.
Okay, so your meeting for adults is on Monday night, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. at the elementary school gym?
Yes, it's for all adults, not just parents of kids, all adults that are interested in helping out with the youth center.
Okay, well, we'd like to thank you all for coming in and speaking with us today. Our guests are Melissa Pink, Tyler Benight, Dana Pink, and Victor Benight from the Youth Committee. Last week's program was rescheduled due to our live coverage of the Building for Hope Together Cancer Telethon, which was broadcast out of St. John's. The 12-hour telethon, produced by Cable Atlantic St. John's, was transmitted to other cable stations across the island by satellite. The telethon, which was organized to raise funds for the Cancer Treatment Center, saw quite an impressive final total.
We've got a total. Shall we have a big drum roll and a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen?
Your
our grand total in the second annual Building Hope Together Telethon.
And
$210,822.
Yes,
Excellent.
we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Why don't we go over here? Well, folks, it's been a great telethon. It's now the end of our 12 hours of hope. $210,822. It's a fabulous amount. Randy.
The Burgeo Town Council has been flying a flag of a different sort over the past week. In addition to the town of Burgeo flag, the Burgeo Town Council have also been flying a flag for the Royal Canadian Legion to honor the war dead over the past week. This flag will remain flying at the council office until after the Remembrance Day service is completed. The Burnett's Telethon to raise money to purchase the Jaws of Life is only 2 weeks away. The telethon, which will be hosted by Loy Walters with help from Clayton Mead and Robert Sims, will be getting underway at 2 p.m. and will last until about 10 p.m. There will be lots of entertainment throughout the day, including a bingo game at 6 p.m. with the $300 cash prize. It's sure to be quite an enjoyable afternoon. The numbers to call to make a pledge will be 886-2935 or 886-1243. Collect calls for pledges will be accepted during the telethon at either of these two numbers. Stay with us, there's more of This Week in Review still to follow.
Every year, an area twice the size of Nova Scotia disappears into the Sahara Desert. African lands, once fertile, become barren. Nothing grows. No animals graze. But in Mali, U.S. seed-supported programs have helped villagers reclaim thousands of hectares of land. Help turn back the sands of time. I'm Bruce Coburn for USC Canada, 56 Spark Street, Ottawa.
Off the rack. This week as we scanned our tape racks, we came across a video of a few birds doing the bird dance. Here's a look back to a video of the bird dance that we did during the summer of 1990. VBS Playbill. Join us on Monday at 3 p.m. for the Remembrance Day service. Tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for a rebroadcast of Pansy's Garden. Try your luck on Wednesday at 7 p.m. by playing Lioness TV Bingo. This bingo is being held in aid of the Burgeo Public Library. Bingo will be followed by All Souls celebration from St. John the Evangelist Church. Join us on Thursday at 7 p.m. for a rebroadcast of The Bandwagon, which originally aired on April 21st of this year. Be sure and join Marie, Melissa, and Pansy Saturday morning, 11 a.m. for Pansy's Garden. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. Please stay tuned now for The Bandwagon. This program originally aired on April 21st of this year. For This Week in Review, I'm Dave Cooper. Good night.